Hello, this is Killican, and this holiday season, movies and video games are a few of my favorite things, but as we all know, they don't always go well together. A good example of them not only meshing perfectly, but the game outshining the movie, is Terminator Resistance, an FPS that came out in November on Steam and this month on PS4 and Xbox One. And what with Dark Fate bombing worse than Sarah Connor's worst nightmare, and Resistance thriving despite mediocre reviews, it's gotta raise some eyebrows. It might have something to do with Dark Fate coming off as a timeline-disrupting reboot, seeming to exist more to spite the franchise. And Resistance is a through and through love letter to the series. Not to say Resistance is an award-winning or groundbreaking game. It isn't, but it knows what it wants to be, and it succeeds. If Far Cry 3 and Fallout 3, both great games, got married and had a kid who grew up to be a Terminator superfanboy, that would be Resistance, and I mean that in the best possible way. What the game lacks in production value, it makes up for with heart. The soundtrack is vintage Terminator, the titular killing machines are loyally and terrifyingly rendered, and most of the scenery is ripped right out of the flashback sequences from the first two movies. The story and dialogue is rife with Easter eggs and references to the films, and it's set entirely in the future war against the machines, a setting never sufficiently covered in the films. The futuristic weapons all look and sound authentic, and it's basically the interactive future war action rump we fans have always wanted. Why can't a blockbuster like Dark Fate hold a candle to it? Most likely because it's dead set against the series' star players and target audience, men. The long-running star of the series only shows up in the final act. The film opens with the untimely murder of young John Connor, squandering all efforts of the first two and best films, and until the end there are very few male characters who last long enough to root for. Not that the franchise ever lacked for strong women. The finale of the first movie saw Sarah Connor transform from damsel in distress to robo-crushing badass. On the other hand, Danny, the female substitute for John as future leader, lacks the personality and charisma of the teenage rebel of the second movie we all know and love. And Resistance has a plethora of post-apocalyptic tough gals, a protective big sister scavenger, a sharp-tongued resistance leader, either of whom the player can romance, plus a grizzled, no-nonsense doctor lady with a heart of gold. But none of the male characters are emasculated or brushed aside by the ladies as they are in Dark Fate. The player character is similar to Kyle Reese, not some adrenaline-addicted meathead fresh from the locker room, but a brave, sincere, and caring soldier, battling overwhelming odds. In short, Dark Fate was trying too hard to be Charlie's Angels, another flop, and while girls can and do enjoy the series, belittling your heroes and primary fanbase is no way to continue a franchise. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.